Welcome back to Blender Studio Live. In this episode, I want to talk about this AI render add-on for Blender, basically allowing you to use Stable Diffusion AI tool inside Blender. Okay, so the add-on is really simple. You just install it. You can actually just get it for free. But the AI render add-on actually connected to Dream Studio. So you need to have a Dream Studio account already set up. So when you have the add-on and you run the add-on inside Blender, it will send your render and then we'll process it using AI, and you're gonna get a interesting result based on the prompt. Okay, so that's the setup, and I think I already have it installed, and this is the API key that you get after you sign up with Dream Studio. So this is the add-on already installed, and yeah, it's good to go. Still early early version of the add-on, but it's already kind of cool. I have this super simple monkey head on the plane. It's really basic, and I'm currently using Eevee with ambient occlusions. I have sunlight here. With Eevee we don't have sun, but yeah, anyway, it's the AI might actually do it for us. This composition is actually set up automatically, I think, by the AI render. So when you install the add-on, it will reside in this render properties panel. You're ready to start rendering. Okay, let's say I render it from this angle. Okay, I need to explain this first. The prompt that I give, it's a complex cyberpunk monkey head sculpture. I can actually say it. Yeah, okay, just leave it sculpture. I can say mountain made of random machine parts at Ghibli Desert. I can change this to Australian Desert, 4K dynamic neon light, blah blah blah, by Greg Rutkowski. So this is kind of like one example of the prompt. You don't always need to use Greg Rutkowski, but with and without is gonna be looking really different. Random seed is turned on by default. Image similarity, we can actually change the value there, and we're gonna get different result, of course. Let's try anyway. Render. So we get this really basic Blender render. However, in few seconds you will see that the AI will process this online, and we're gonna get a new render. This is 512 by 512. Okay, it's super basic, but you can still see there's ambient occlusions, there's the ground, and the sky is kind of doing it. It's doing its job. It doesn't look like our render. Image similarity needs to be increased. Somehow I cannot get it past 0.5, but I think 0.5 is a good value. Let's try 0.4. New image from last render. So it's gonna reuse this render, send it to Dream Studio. By the way, the Dream Studio itself is not actually free. I got a free $2 credit by default, but maybe after a few renders I'm gonna run out. So I'm gonna increase this image similarity. Steps is 40 by default. Prompt strings, you can actually play around with this. This is the last render, right? And I just did another job task. It's gonna send it online, and we have like a, yeah, more or less like a monkey head with this color, and yeah, we get this result. It's pretty cool actually. We can try replacing. Okay, the plane looks super basics, but I'm just gonna change something a little bit very quickly, so you can believe me that this is actually real time. We can change the sun rotations. We can use cycles. We don't actually need to use Eevee, but I think Eevee is also can work in real time. With Mac, actually, cycles can give probably a little bit better result, even though it's noisy. For example, it's monkey head, just super basic. You will see. Maybe I'll render it with a simple, like 10 samples render. 10 sample, very noisy. I just gonna send it to AI anyway, because the AI tool actually love the noise, and it's gonna try to make sense of the design based on that noise. Okay, we get some kind of interesting sculpture here. Okay, the prompt is still the same. Complex cyberpunk monkey sculpture head. Yeah. Hyper realistic, sharp focus, blah blah blah. The nice thing about this is we can use new image from last AI image. So it's gonna send the job again online to Dream Studio. It's gonna use this last image and gonna create something. The sharp focus is really weird. I think the sculpture is supposed to be in sharp focus, but I don't know why. It looks kind of blurry, so I don't quite like that. So I just gonna change this a little bit and gonna do another render, but make this like 0.47. New image from last render. This one using cycles actually have reflections. Oh yeah, we have something that's a little bit better. This is the AI render. The AI already take a look at it, kind of like make prediction or dream based on that design. And if I keep clicking on the new image from last AI image, it's gonna try to reimagine from the last AI image. So it's kind of like a feedback loop on the AI, which is really cool actually. I really like this ability. So it's like sending the same image over and over again. I have an example from the other day actually. I was playing around with this. Yeah. Okay, this is an interesting one. Originally, it's the same monkey head. So this is, if you run out of the credit, it's gonna complain. You don't have no more credits. So I use a different email and I get $2 free. I can pay $10 for maybe 2,000 render job. This one I'm actually using PlaygroundAI. It's not Dream Studio. It's another online service, PlaygroundAI, and I'm using the same monkey render, and then we can control the image strings and we can reimagine it as a sculpture. Okay, so this is some of the result. This one is pretty crazy. Yeah, so you can see I'll take it a little bit. It's kind of, the AI tool is a little bit like using grain of salt, you know. Too much maybe it's not good, but it still give you some kind of weird result, and you can use kind of like imaginations. Now I will increase the prompt strength and we'll use the last image. It's gonna keep adding things, you know, like making it louder and louder with the details, because it's also, we prompted with Greg Rutkowski, one of the artists. You don't always need to use Greg Rutkowski, but you will see if we keep doing that. We can also apply preset style. In this case, preset style is basically just like additional prompt. Beautiful portrait, 8K resolution, concept art portrait. It is gonna change the look maybe. Let's try. Okay, from this render. Yeah, okay, we have, you know, this is the last AI image. I'm just gonna rerun it again with the same prompt. You can change the prompt and it's gonna run it 40 steps and it's gonna keep adding details. So I actually so I've been using AI tools for about almost a month, maybe, or just a few weeks actually. So far, this is what I got right. Standalone AI tools like Diffusion Bee. This is available on M1 machine. My M1 is like 8 GB of RAM. it's slower to run, but it still run, and it cost me nothing. I mean, it's just like my own machine locally. 4 minutes per image generation. So if I keep generating something like this, so I'm using this monkey head again with the options input string set to 0.5. So it's gonna be in between my AI. If I make this lower or higher will get closer to original image. Lower it's gonna dream and make predictions further and further away from this image. The Diffusion Bee is working, but it's pretty basic. The tool doesn't give you a lot of options, but this is the history, right? Each one takes me 4 minutes, so 14 of this, maybe like 60 minutes is an hour just to make this. But it's really use this image and then just imagining things. If I run generate, it's gonna use the memory of my computer. The cool thing is, of course, because I specify Australian desert, it's gonna turn this basic plain into like a desert. This is something you actually, from this concept image, I always say it's more like a concept image. It's not a final render. Some people will probably just use this as a final render, but this is I found it more like a concept art, and then you make the real thing inside Blender, of course, sculpt it or just sculpt it or model it. The environment looks like Australia, but yeah, it's interesting. I can run this. It's gonna take a while. I'm just gonna make one maybe while I'm talking, so it's gonna use the resources. Hopefully it doesn't hold my computer, but Diffusion Bee is pretty good. 4 minutes. There's a stable diffusion WebUI. This one also I install it manually. It's gonna be like a Python with a bit of UI. This is actually really cool. You definitely recommend it to check it out. Stable Diffusion WebUI by Automatic 1111. Yeah, follow the documentation how to install it on Linux or Apple Silicon or Windows. Okay, which one? It's a good study. Inside Blender itself, I use Dream Texture add-on. It's actually really cool. I want to make another video just to talk about Dream Texture and how we can do in painting and stuff. And there's also AI Render Addon, which is the one we've been using here. We just talked about for the last half hour or so. Anyhow, okay. Just gonna do another render, just for fun. The prompt. Okay, these AI tools, of course, require you to do the prompting. I make my monkey head is like super colorful with noise. So we have this cyberpunk look or futuristic. You can change the prompt at any time. Okay, this one I don't quite like it actually. Maybe I can reduce the prompt strength. Reuse the image from last render and a new image from the last AI image. This one is cool. I really like it. With image similarity set to 0.44, it still maintains the monkey stone sculpture. It's not yet like cyberpunk. This one a little bit out of. It's a little bit too much, sometimes you have to adjust that. I think this preset style seems to be working. I should maybe specify a giant monkey head sculpture. I don't need to say cyberpunk. Giant monkey head sculpture made of random machine part. This one somehow still out of focus. It's a hyper realistic art station. We don't need sandstorm, maybe dynamic neon light. Okay, we don't need that. Without the Greg Rukowski, we're gonna get completely different result. It takes a while, but you eventually get used to this prompting. You can study the prompt and the keywords that's made up your design. I don't know why it's kind of blurry all the time. All in sharp focus, maybe. Maybe I just specify a monkey head sculpture. Highly detailed. Complex. Step from strings, okay. New image from last render. So we never know what the output's gonna be. If we are careful with the step, this one is not bad. It's a little bit too simple. We always need to have Greg Rutkowski, maybe dynamic lighting triadic. Oh, okay, there's other style as well. Okay, let's try this, for example, from the last render. It's too blurry. The bokeh is too blurry. I don't know why. Okay, we have something. Here we don't actually need to specify all of this. Let me remove some. So it's still gonna use this monkey head sculpture, and it will use the presets. Sinhanga, detail matte painting, 8K resolution, concept art, volume lighting. This is what you get. Ghibli Australian desert. I can change the look of the monkey head as well. I think it's a little bit cartoony maybe right now. Okay, it is more stylistic. I don't mind it. New image from last AI image, so it keeps using my credits. But I think the detailed matte painting, it's just gonna do like a loop, feedback loop over and over again, and it's gonna generate something new each time, something random. If you really want to, you can also try PlaygroundAI. Yeah, this one is really cool. This is some of the result I created. I liked how it looks at the beginning. This looks like the map of Australia upside down. It's imagining things for you, maybe give you some ideas. Okay, maybe, you know, we can use some of this design. Yeah, this is what you got so far. I think bone carving, let's try. Okay, the monkey head, maybe I put too much noise here, like with the color. You know, maybe I don't need to use this noise. It doesn't need to be that strong. Make it really subtle. Oh, okay, magic texture. This is a noise texture plug into magic texture. Okay, with distortion. Yeah, okay, we're gonna have completely different look. Yeah, just gonna render it again, but using just Eevee, you know, keep it simple. Eevee, bone carving, render. Eevee, render, it's gonna, okay, we need internet, it's gonna send it online. In few seconds we get a new design. It's like bone carving, very colorful. New image from last AI image. We can change the preset style. Yeah, see, it's keeping the kind of like the design, the silhouette. It's still at the, you know, this is like a Australian desert. Now it's getting interesting. I really like this design, and maybe if we overdoing it, it's gonna look, it's gonna kind of cut, make a cut, and yeah, see, it's losing the details again. So we never know what's the result's gonna be. This time it's using Artgerm, Stephen Low, Artgerm. It's getting very arty, Geiger, alien, cell shaded. This is, by the way, this is like infinite, you know, infinite loop. Yeah. I just gonna put Greg Rutkowski here. Style by Greg, inspired by Greg Rutkowski. I don't know if it's really like his style or not. Yes, I start again. Dream texture. I will make another video on this. Okay, you know, see, the silhouette is cool. This is what I like actually about the AI things. We have the monkey head with the silhouette on a basic plane with a basic sky, plain sky. But the AI will add things to it, you know, like, wow, it's like, it's amazing. It's like endless. It's kind of addictive. So you need to be careful how much time you spend on it. I think it's almost a little bit like art creators. Okay, it's very cyberpunk-ish. I don't know why. I didn't specify cyberpunk. Monkey head, futuristic sculpture made of random machine. I have the sunlight. The shadow is not very visible. I'm just gonna do another render. This is what we start with. It's gonna magically change into something else. Yeah, okay. I don't know why it's very cyberpunk-ish. New image from last image. Yeah, the online service like Dream Studio, PlaygroundAI, AI background generator. Something you can try yourself. Endless fun. It's amazing. Something I'm curious actually. So far we've been using random seed. What if we use the same seed? What if we do that? Start again. What if we render an animations and rotate Suzanne? What's gonna be the result like? I haven't tried that. Maybe I should try, you know, you see. This is the seed I'm using on Suzanne. I wonder if it's like persistent, same style, same prompt, rotating Suzanne. Okay, it's not persistent. Okay, I wish it's more like persistent in 3D, so I can rotate Suzanne. It's gonna keep the design. I can rotate it 360 degree or just make an animation out of it. It's not persistent, but it's fun to try. Okay, the camera is this is using Eevee. Let's see if the camera, we can activate depth of field, focus distance on Suzanne. Okay, change the bokeh. The background should be blurrier. Render again, yeah. It has a certain style. I don't know why we keep getting this skeleton look. Okay, now it's completely different again. It's totally like a different sculpture it's far from what I was imagining. Anime, abstract, this is all new. Okay, the style suddenly reappear on my Blender here. I don't have this style before. This is a very colorful design. And we're gonna have a different result here, yeah, different render. No, you're probably tired with just the monkey head, but this is just to prove that simple monkey head sculpture, it's become something else. I keep saying monkey head because the prompt is like that. Now it's blurry and it's completely weird. I don't need to say monkey head sculpture. I can just say futuristic sculpture made of random machine parts at Australian desert. Okay, by the beach, or maybe in the maybe at Tokyo. Cyberpunk sculpture, graffiti, decorated, made of random machine part, highly detailed. Maybe I should specify highly detailed. If I don't apply preset style, render, yeah, just let's see the result. Yeah, I don't know, cyberpunk. I don't know if I like that, but we don't need to say monkey. Maybe monster sculpture. New image from last render. Yeah, that's actually pretty bad. I don't know why it's blurring the whole thing like that. It shouldn't happen. Because of, yeah, I don't know, the monster sculpture. Maybe I just use monkey head, apply preset, anime. It's gonna look like anime. If this is the style, if this is the render, yeah, it's actually, I don't mind this. I actually quite like this look, even though it's totally completely different. I should do like maybe 1000 variation. Okay, this one is bad. I really like what we have before. If I'm not wrong, the add-on is actually saving it inside Blender, so you can always go back. Yeah, this one is not bad. Yeah, this is my favorite so far. Save as. It's placed it inside temp directory. If I like a certain design, I can then go to PlaygroundAI, maybe just replace this with something else. Now we are inside PlaygroundAI. It's still free. It's a free service at the moment. I can generate this. This is the image strength, controlling whether how much close it's from this original image to the one that we are generating. This is how many image we want to create. Hit generate, and we're gonna have a result based on that. Completely different look, which is maybe too far away from the original design. Delicate details, okay. Complex cyberpunk monkey head sculpture made of random machine parts. It doesn't seem to be generating anything. Maybe it's not running properly. Yeah, sometimes it happens. But Greg Rukowski, maybe I just replace this from other. This is the filter it's giving. Gonna remove all of this. Generate. Yeah, it's not working for me today. I don't know why. Maybe I ran out of credit. Some of the design, this looks like Lucy Liu. We can actually take the prompt and then reusing it. But let's try again. AI render. Monkey head sculpture at Australian desert. Click at details, generate. Seems like it stops working for me. So only Dream Studio or AI. Maybe I can reuse this one and just reproduce something. Hopefully based on this. I have a feeling maybe my internet's stopped working, but anyway, that's pretty much what I want to show you today. So Dream Studio AI, this one is online service that's connected to AI Render Addon. Diffusion Bee is the one that I use at home. Okay, like this. Okay, it's generating that. If I replace this with the AI render, this will actually work because it's offline, and it's gonna take 4 minutes. Maybe I can just keep on babbling while it's rendering. I can display the log, so it's gonna show me how long it's gonna take to produce this. 4 minutes if it's really fast. This should work. I will just reuse the last AI image multiple times. Yeah, it's giving me some kind of anime look. Gonna rerun this multiple times until it's becoming something that's completely different. It's very artistic. Okay, not particularly interesting, but black and white portrait, steampunk. Okay, somehow that style just suddenly appear. I'm curious. Steampunk's always kind of interesting because of the complexity. In a modern device, we don't see much of the complexity because it's all hidden, and all we see is like just a simple screen, very basic, boring design. It's hiding all the complexity inside of the machine. I should have something that's completely something that's a little bit better, but not just like a monkey head. This one is, the head is facing different angle. But even with just a simple composition like this, you're gonna get interesting concept AI art, which is super interesting. Cyberpunk monkey head sculpture, blah blah blah, made of steampunk brush, wooden, steel, hyper detailed, complex machinery. I lost the previous one that I liked. Okay, that's too simple. Okay, look. From this angle, the monkey head seems like it has eyes. So a little bit of details here will help the AI to imagine it as something else. Okay, I think this one is okay actually. Just gonna reprocess this until I ran out of credits. This one is processing, right? I still have 2 minutes to kill. Yeah, it's getting better. Still looking like a monkey. Now it's looking, I think this one's really beautiful. It looks 3D, it looks complex, like cyberpunk-ish. It really changed the silhouette and then it changed the background. This is what I think it's really amazing to be able to get this kind of result. I have a feeling my image similarity should be increased at first. And then I just do another render from this monkey head. Just gonna use this. Okay. Let's do another one. This one is still trying to produce something. I still need 1 minute 24 seconds. Okay, this one's a little bit ugly. I need a better shadow. Maybe I should switch to cycles. Change the lighting maybe. Cycles, very colorful. When rendering this, I'm just gonna disable the noise. Render this image with a lot of noise. Let's the AI do the job for us. Just completely imagining something. Yeah. Oh, we still have the noise. That's interesting. We have dream textures here. AI render, okay. Apply presets. This time, reduce image similarities. Rerun this noisy design. Yeah. Image, because image similarity is set to 0.4, we have something that's more kind of like drifting away from the original design. Maybe that's not a good idea, but still interesting. Try again. This one's probably already completed. Image to image, you see? It's not bad. I should have saved that one. It's in the history. And I can upscale this image. See? It's pretty cool, this one. I can, from monkey, we can change it into maybe chicken head. It's doing its job. I have a feeling my credit has run out. So that's pretty much my video for today. Hopefully you find this useful. Give it a try yourself. Like I said, this is more like a tool to help to have AI kind of helping for you, you know, like to dream the result. But I don't recommend you to use this as a final image, but you can just use it as concept art and create your own original design based on these concepts. So it's gonna make it more like your work. All right, so thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.